another tutorial video. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I made these natural ink or natural dye from just simple flowers that you can find in your garden. Before we get started with the video, may I invite you to click subscribe, turn on the notifications, and also give this video a thumbs up. This video is based off of online references which I found online. I'll put them in the description below so you can go check them out as well. To begin, I gathered flowers from the garden. The one that you can see on screen is called butterfly pea or blue turnip, and this one I am terribly sure that it will produce a strong pigment, as I've been using this to make butterfly pea magic tea, and it's super blue and sometimes it even stains the hands. So I also wanted to experiment with a different type of flower, and these are magenta petunias that are also in full bloom at the moment. As to how much you'll need, the instructions are a bit vague online, so I just gathered about 6 to 10 pieces of each flower. The next step would be to mush up the flowers. I couldn't for the life of me find the mortar and pestle, so I used this wooden bowl and this small condiment bottle. So I started with the petunias because I was quite sure that they wouldn't stain as much as the butterfly pea would. So I just mush the flower petals on and about in circular motion and then pounding it every now and then. Other tutorials used a blender, but to be honest, it was really easy and it didn't take a long time to get it all mushed up, as you can see on screen. Now that I have my mushed up petunia, I put it in the condiment bottle that I have and just seal it off. And I cleaned off the bowl and did the exact same thing with the butterfly pea. Do note though that the color of the butterfly pea is quite intense, that during this time that I was mushing and transferring the mushed butterfly pea, it stained my hands and I had to wash it off with soap and water. The glass jars that I'm using in this video is actually a condiment bottle, a spare pair that we have here at home. Now we proceed with the next step, where we put in boiling water, just enough to soak all the petals in each bottle. Be careful when handling boiling water, as it might tip over, especially if you're using small bottles like this. And I wanted to go a bit extra, so I made labels for each bottle. I screwed back the caps on, and as what I read in most articles, put them out in a sunny spot and let them sit there for about 24 hours. More than 24 hours later, the inks are ready. The butterfly pea is super pigmented and the color is really intense, whereas for the petunia it's a bit different because it's as if the colors faded from the petals onto the water. The next step was to strain it. Others recommended using cheesecloth or a strainer, but I just poured it out of the mouth of the condiment bottle. It was actually quite fine. There wasn't any debris that poured onto the pan. So I didn't have a pen with me, so to make these swatches, I used a brush. So the ink rendered well on the paper. Other tutorials say you can stop here and use the ink as is, while others say that you can add gum arabic to change the viscosity of the ink. But since I don't have gum arabic, I am using honey Apparently, honey is what the Egyptians used to change the viscosity of the ink and to also allow the pigment to stick better on the paper. And it also has antimicrobial properties, which is good for preservation, I guess. When I added honey, it changed the color a bit and gave it a more warmer tone or a warmer tinge. And just so you know, it took more than a day for the ink with honey to dry, so that's an issue. So I did the exact same thing with the petunia ink, but as expected, the ink from the petunia flower is intense visually, but it wasn't as pigmented as the butterfly pea. But it's still rendered onto the sheet. If you want that tea shade or tea-like color, you can use the petunia. Same with the blue tarnet. I also added some honey onto the ink solution that I created and mixed it up. And as expected, it changed the color a bit. Now you can see that it has a more of a browner tone compared to a bit of a rosy purple that is on the other side of the sheet. That's the fun in creating natural inks and dyes, because you can create and experiment with different colors. I hope you found this video helpful, and if ever you do get a chance to create your own ink colors, do tag me here on YouTube or on Instagram. I'd love to see your work. Thanks for making it through till the end. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!